Alright, hey everybody. I am going to show you how I make my home remedy for sore throats, respiratory infections, anything at all that I feel like I'm starting to come down with. If I feel like it's really going to impact my day to day, I try to go ahead and whip this up, and it's a little bit of everything. So I'm going to briefly go over the ingredients, and then I'm going to start putting it together, and I'll show you, take you through the process. Some people call it a homemade version of the word that I can't say on YouTube, hydroxy, um, chlora, fill in the blank. Stuff that people were using um, when the C19er was about, and people were getting banned off of YouTube and other places for talking about how it was a remedy. And the reason that some people classify it as so is because I'm going to be using not only a grapefruit, an orange, and a lemon, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel them all, and I'm going to boil the peelings for like 30 minutes or so. Now, some people, they just do that and then add the other ingredients. But I gotta tell you, year before last, when my mom was sick and when I've been sick, I just go ahead and put everything all at once, especially like all the hard herbs and stuff. Um, and then I add a couple of things towards the end, but just for this demonstration, I'm gonna go ahead and probably just add everything in here today and let it all boil up. Uh, I've had a sore throat since yesterday evening. It kind of feels like shards of glass in my throat. I don't have any blisters, so I don't think it's strep, but I try to avoid doctors at all costs because I feel like in 2018, doctors almost killed me, and and then after 2018, well, you know what happened after that when the C19 came about, and so I just don't have a lot of faith in doctors at all. So I'm just gonna go over all the ingredients, and then I'll just have to say I'm clearly not any sort of a medical professional, so you just do all this at your own risk. But this is just a really wonderful, nice, flavorful tonic that you can sip on during cold weather, and it may or may not make you feel better. And let's just put it that way, this is not anything medical whatsoever. But what I'm going to do, and this is a remedy older, much, much older than I am alive. My great grandmother, um, my family was never drinkers. Not in the modern era. I can't speak for the ones before the 1900s, but most of any of my family that I've ever known was never like um, big on like keeping alcohol in the house or anything. But my great grandmother and my grandmother always kept like a little bottle of bourbon or whiskey or something, and would do a little shot if they started having a sore throat. I'm going to be using, move this out of the way so I can show you here, Christian Brothers brandy. I just really like it. I think it's got a really nice sweet flavor. I've already got 1 cup of water in here, just kind of lightly. I got it on just steaming because it's really good just to breathe in the steam as well. I'm going to go ahead and I got oregano leaves. I'm going to go ahead and put those in there. Oregano is really, you got to be careful. Like, I'm not allowed to say this is any sort of medical advice whatsoever. But, oregano is really healthy for you. Let's put it that way. Oregano has a lot of health benefits. Let's put it that way. You should have oregano in your regular diet. And then onion. Onion is really good for you as well. A lot of people don't like onion, but onion has a lot of antioxidants in it. And onion's just really good for you, you know. So we're going to go ahead and get that in there and get it going. And then I'm going to add ginger. A little ginger I cut up here. I'm adding that, okay. Because ginger is like, it's really flavorful and just has a lot of good benefits to you, you know, to your natural health, you know. So we're throwing some ginger in there, okay, and I'm just gonna let all this stuff boil for quite some time. I'm gonna leave it on here quite a while, and I'm not gonna eat this these chunks of everything. I'll strain this after it's boiled for quite some time. You're gonna see it's quite a thick pot of stuff by the time I get done. I'm also adding some garlic. As we all know, garlic is just, you know, I mean, you can't have a meal or a drink or anything without garlic, right? Some of the ginger I left the peel on just because it's not going to harm you, as far as I know. It's never harmed me. So yeah, so in that 1 cup here, we have 1 cup of water. Oh, and I should say it is filtered water, not tap water. Heavens to Betsy, don't ever use tap water for anything like this. But yeah, we got oregano, onion, garlic, and ginger so far, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and add a few more cups of water in this, because you're going to see this pot's going to fill up. So this is going to be number 2 right here. And almost number 3. Let me grab a little bit more water here. I'm going to do about 3 cups of water. Get us started on 3 cups. I'm also drinking some water because when you're not feeling your greatest, or really any time at all, you know, none of us really drinks enough water, in my opinion. Alright, so there's all that. Now, legend has it that lemon zest, you know, and yeah, I'm just old timey. I don't have like a peeler. I just use a knife, and see how I'm peeling that really, really thin. And I mean, people have used lemon for all the days of my life to put in meals and drinks and garnish desserts and make homemade icings, and so yeah, so I don't think there's anything wrong with me just, you know, peeling a lemon or like a half a lemon and adding that really thin peeling into my pot of stuff here that's cooking up. And I got a funny, playful name for it. I call it Kentucky cough syrup, and I spell the cough with a K, and I share that with friends, and everybody gets a kick out of it, you know. By no means is it any sort of medical advice. It's just fun. Just a lot of fun, really. Just a fun way to save yourself on bills if you don't have insurance, and, you know. So we're going to do about a half of that lemon there. And then I'm actually going to put some of the juice in there too. It burns. I got a cut on my hand. That burnt me up. Burnt me right up now, it did. Burnt my hand right up. I'm pretty old school. I don't use cutting board and stuff like that. I mean, sometimes I do, but not for something when I'm trying to show you this stuff here. I'm just going to put all this stuff right in this pot. Let it all cook up for a little while. Just because, I mean, it's cold weather outside, and who wants to be out doing anything, right? I gotta go put 2 chickens in the basement here in a minute. But I'll get to that while this is cooking. And then I'll come back and show you guys the outcome. But yeah, it's like a half of a lemon right there. I'm gonna go ahead, I think, and just see if I can't cut the rest of it up without absolutely burning my hand up. Alright, so we got a whole lemon in there now. Give me a second, let me rinse my hands because my hands are on fire. Okay. Alright, hopefully the grapefruit had a little cut right there on that finger, man, and that has burnt me up. But hopefully this grapefruit and this orange is not going to do that. Let me rinse this knife off. I'm about to go put these chickens in the basement here in a minute, but I'm going to try to get this stuff going here first. I don't know what that was. Oh, and by the way, I've already washed and scrubbed these fruits here. I hope the grapefruit's okay. It's been in the fridge for a little while. I get on kicks, like I'll like grapefruit, I'll eat grapefruit for a while, like I'll eat it once a day or so. Mainly, I guess I like it better in the summertime, and then I go through a kick where I don't really want it. And, you know, you don't have to put the fruit in the thing, but I figure, I mean, why not, right? I mean, why not? Unless you're just going to sit and eat it, you might as well just put it in here, you know? But yeah, you want to make sure you get those peelings in there, and you want to, when you get everything in, you know, you definitely want to bring it like to a boil for a little bit. It's a little bit of everything in here, really. I guess you could call it the little bit of everything drink, winter's evening warm up your heart drink. How about that? You could call it that. I might save a little bit of that orange and actually just eat it. It smells so wonderful right now. Alright, let me rinse. Yeah, these chickens I got, my bunny, you know, my pet chicken, if you've subscribed to my channel for a while, you know, I got one I consider my pet, and she's been molting, and that new rooster who's coming of age, man, he will not leave her alone. I think he's just picking on her because she's like such a weakling. She just looks so terrible, and most of the time she would be considered probably my prettiest of all my hens, but right now she's just been looking so rough, and that rooster will not leave her alone. I think he's trying to call her or something. And then my other, like probably my best hen, and I know the reason he's picking on her is because, you know, she's the strongest one, so he's trying to procreate with her, you know, and I mean, he scalped her. He absolutely scalped that hen. So I've got her and Bunny separated so that dadburn rooster don't kill them. And so I've been just putting them in the basement at nighttime since they've been a little bit on the injured side anyway. And this grapefruit, as you can see, it's gotten a little bit leathery, but it should be alright. I mean, I'm going to tell myself it is anyway. I don't see anything bad. I don't see any rotten spots or anything like that. It's just gotten kind of leathery. And I definitely don't think it's going to hurt. But it's one of those red grapefruits. It's beautiful. It's a really nice looking grapefruit, even though it's probably like, I don't know, about 3 weeks old or something like that, maybe. But yeah, I'll get this pot going and show you all the ingredients and everything, and then I'll probably have to just let you go so I can go down and put those roosters in the basement. Or I mean, the chickens. Put those chickens in the basement. Alright. Squeeze this real good. Get all the juice in there. Get it going. Not, I mean, it's going to go anyway, but there we go. Alright, so, as you know, for now, let me rinse my hands again. For right now, we got an orange, a grapefruit, and a lemon, oregano, a little bit of onion, some garlic, some ginger. Okay. Now, you don't have to measure this out. I just do what feels right. But I do like to see how much I'm actually putting in. So this cayenne pepper, red cayenne pepper, organic. Now, don't put too much cayenne pepper if you don't like too much cayenne pepper. I like cayenne pepper, but it can really affect the taste of this if you're not a cayenne pepper person. So it looks like I'm putting about 1/8 of a teaspoon in there. Alright. And you got the hot, so now you gotta have the sweeten it up a little bit. So I'm gonna be about 1/8 of a teaspoon of nutmeg. Alright, nutmeg. And I'm gonna put 2 different kinds of cinnamon in here. I'm gonna put some cinnamon powder. Alright. So you got your cinnamon powder and your nutmeg. Put both of them in there. Now the thyme, I'm gonna put a little bit of thyme. Just a little bit. It don't have to be much. But everything you put in here is, well, it gives you feelings that you're not allowed to talk about on YouTube. About how you may feel health-wise. Alright. Alright, I'm going to put that in there. Putting everything in here in this pot together and just mixing it all in together. Alright, so far now we got onion, oregano, we got garlic and ginger. That was all whole foods that I just cut up into little pieces. And then I cut up a grapefruit, an orange, and a lemon. I saved a little bit of the orange to eat just because I love the oranges so much out of all of it. Including the peelings, all the peelings of those, in 3 cups of filtered water. Okay. One thing I gotta get here, give me 1 sec. Alright, definitely gotta put some turmeric. That one's not open yet. Here we go. Turmeric. I know turmeric's really, really good for you, but I'm not big on the flavor of it, but hopefully it'll be mixed in there with everything else. Put about 1/2 teaspoon of turmeric in there. Alright, I'm going to put a little bit of pepper because you can't, turmeric don't have the same effect unless you put some pepper in there with it. So I put a little bit of pepper in that. Peppercorn medley. Now we're going to put a little bit of sea salt. I already did my sea salt under the tongue for the morning. I'm putting a little bit of salt in there for tonight. Okay. Now. Oh. Let's go. I mean, with the honey, you just put as much as you want or as little as you want. And I'm just, honestly, I'm putting a little bit of honey in here right now while it's all cooking together. And then when I get ready to drink my drink later, put about probably about 1.5 teaspoons just then. When I get this all cooked down, let it boil and actually simmer. I'm going to let it come to a boil. In fact, let me go ahead and turn that up and let it come to a boil. And I gotta go put those chickens up, but I'm gonna let it simmer for about an hour. Now, here we go. I'm going to put only about a half a cup of brandy. So it's 3 cups of water and a half a cup of brandy. Okay? Alright. And I got a mess on my stove. Now, we're going to get all this in there. Get it going. Up to a boil. I got to go put those chickens up. I'm going to turn it down here in just a second and let it simmer while I go put the chickens up. And I'm going to have to put all these ingredients away. And then I'm going to, like I say, I'm going to let it boil. I'll turn my video off, okay? Bringing it up to a boil. As soon as it gets to a boil, I'm going to turn it down to low and just let it simmer. I'm going to go put those chickens in the basement. I'm going to let it sit here and I'm going to let it simmer for probably about an hour. And then I'm going to strain it. And then I'm going to have me a nice cocktail. And then tomorrow morning, I bet you I'm going to feel a whole lot better. But I just wanted to show you this before I run down there and get those chickens. This is homemade cinnamon rock candy that my 13-year-old niece made for Christmas. And so I'm going to garnish my drink with this cinnamon candy here in a little bit when I get ready to have my cocktail. But I'm going to let this boil and then simmer, and then I'm going to come back when I get ready to pour it and serve it just out to the company of one, because I'm here not having a party or anything like that. I'm just here to try to make not any sort of medical advice here, but I'm just here to try to help alleviate a little bit of pain that I have going on in my throat and see if I don't feel a little bit better. See it coming to a boil there. It's such a beautiful pot. And also what I'm going to do, I'm only going to probably drink 1 cup of this tonight. But I'm going to be able to put it in a jar and save it for the next few days. If I need any more, I'll have it. If I don't and somebody else needs it, because there's something going around my whole daggone family, of course. So I'll have it for somebody else. Alright, I'm going to come back here in a little bit and show you what it's like when we finish it off. I'm also going to have some salmon, which is super high in antioxidants and all kinds of other healthy stuff. I'm just really trying to hyper load my body, my immune system. So I got a couple of salmon here. I'm just having a protein meal. Got it garnished with a little bit of onion. I got garlic, salt, pepper, rubbed sage, and olive oil. So I'm getting ready to throw that in the oven. Cook it for like 15 minutes. And have that for dinner with a glass of water. And then top it off with this lovely, lovely, completely loaded cocktail. Alright, we'll be back in a little bit. Here you can see I'm straining it. All the big chunks of fruit and peelings and everything that hasn't cooked down strained into there. Cocktails are coming. Cocktail will be one for me, myself, and I. Alright, so I'm getting ready to have the finished product here. I'm going to add the cinnamon homemade Hard Rock candy and another spoonful of honey. Stir that in. You can't have Kentucky cough syrup without your thoroughbred coffee cup. So I'm going to let that dissolve. I'm going to have this salmon for dinner. I'm going to have that Kentucky cough syrup. And I'm just going to read one little excerpt here for you, and I'll just say right up front, feel about this however you want, but I am old school, and I don't believe that women are leaders in the church. But on this occasion, I am going to be saying a prayer before I have my meal. I won't say the prayer on video, but I did just want to read briefly from the Torah, Exodus 23:25. And you shall serve Yeshua the Lord your God, and he shall bless your bread and your water, and I shall remove sickness from your midst. So I'm just going to finish up here tonight, and I'm going to say a prayer and ask the Lord my God to bless my meal and to bless me and to keep me from illness and keep me healthy so that I can move on another day and be well. Much love. Take care.